Hey folks, this is Scott at the XFed Homestead. Well, today's a great day because I get to put my tomatoes in the ground. And tomatoes are kind of a centerpiece for most people's gardens. And the colorful fruit hanging on the vine just looks so beautiful when the garden's going under full steam. And so one of the things I wanted to introduce today is the best way that I've found thus far to trellis your tomatoes. And I'll show you that in just a few minutes. So let's get to work. Well, of course, before I can start putting the tomatoes in, there's always something that needs doing first. Yesterday, I spent the entire day just mowing the grass all over the front yard, the back, the sides. I got my chickens out on grass, the little ones that you'll see in a few minutes. And I did some picking up of brambles and bushes and burning, and I did all kinds of chores that I don't necessarily put on camera. But today I have to pull away the rest of the silage tarp because I figure once that's out, I'll be even more motivated to plant those rows that have been covered. And from looking under that silage tarp, all those rows look really good. And the other thing I did yesterday is I started putting on my favorite trellising system thus far. I've done a lot of different ones over the years. I finally came down a few years ago to where I'm just gonna stick a stake in for each plant. But then I realized I'm not maximizing the benefits of each plant, and so by doing that. And so I came up with a different idea that I had seen people use, and that is to run fencing along the length of tomatoes. And in that way, you can start taking suckers that do come off the tomatoes, and as they grow, you can tie those to the fencing and actually increase the production of each particular plant. So I'm going to use the fencing methodology for trellising my tomatoes. But before I do that, I'll take off the silage tarp, and I got to take a look in on the chickens and make sure they're doing fine this morning. Tarp on the yard now and off of all of the rows, and so this week and this weekend I can finish planting out the garden. Well, over behind the house I have my Cornish cross chickens set up in the big chicken tractor, and over near them are my new chickens, the Plymouth Barred Rock egg layers, and they should come online in September. Unfortunately, the first night out in the chicken tractor, we lost one chicken. You can see some feathers and a little blood staining down at the bottom of the door. I think whatever animal it was that pushed its way in grabbed a chicken as it pushed the lower hand corner here, right there, pushed on that corner of the door and was able to grab themselves a chicken. So I've been putting a piece of plywood over it at night, but I got to find another bolt to put there to secure it. So we're down to 18 chickens from an original 20, but they're all doing great right now. Here are the little guys. They look like they're doing good up on the perch. They look spunky. And there's still 8 of them. So that's good. These are my egg layers for the fall, and they should be coming online in September. But last night was their first night out on grass. And so they're looking pretty good. Good to see. Well, I got the tarp folded up and off the garden, and I got the chickens taken care of. But I wanted to plant my tomatoes, and it'd been threatening rain for a while, and it looks like it finally came down. So I'm a little wet, not drenched though, but I'm gonna have to pick this up when we get another window in the weather. It's been raining a lot lately, and I've kept the tarp on so that it can keep the soil underneath there fairly dry, so I can go out, pull back the tarp, and then work with the beds underneath. But I just pulled off the tarp. I should have left it on, but hey, what are you gonna do? You do the best you can with what you have. That's what gardening's all about. So we'll wait for the next weather window, and then we'll get out there and get these tomatoes in the ground. Well, it just finished pouring buckets, but it was actually pretty quick. There was a light rain for a while, but then it just came down like crazy. Things are clearing up a little bit, but you see dark skies are rolling in. So I think we have a small window now, and I'm gonna see what I can get done as far as planting goes. I have a few different varieties of tomatoes to get in the ground, and fortunately last night I was able to put in my fencing system here, which I'll show you up close in a few minutes. Well, as you can see back here, I put the plants down next to the holes in the landscaping fabric where they're going to go. And I have 3 different kinds laid out right now. I have San Marzano Gigante, which are giant San Marzano, regular San Marzano, and Amish paste tomatoes. So 5 of each of those. So I think that should work for this side of the garden. I've got some extra tomatoes I'll put up on the other side of the garden, but I've got to get these in the ground before my window closes. Now, tomatoes, you can plant them deep. You can actually pick off a bunch of the lower leaves if you want and plant it right up to the next branch. So as I take this out of here, you can see I have my hole ready, and I can just get this right in there, pop them down below the surface level, and he'll develop more root systems all the way up the trunk. So that'll get him planted in there nice and strong. Now, in order to prepare for when the plants grow larger, I put this on top of each of the fences that I made to trellis the tomatoes. After sticking in the poles here and just putting on an old piece of fencing about 6 feet high, I decided to put these rubber coated wires on so that I could use them to tie up the tomatoes when they grew larger. Well, as you can see behind me here, the sun has set and I'm done planting the tomatoes for tonight. I had to go to the gym and then come back and plant these, and now it's getting dark. And I've had my supper, so I'm just gonna go in for the evening. I'll check the chickens before I go in, and that's it for now. There's gonna be more planting in the very near future. It's gonna rain tonight and into tomorrow. I'm glad I got this short window to plant these last tomato plants. I've got a few more over there that I'm gonna set up the next window we have, and we're gonna keep on planting until the whole garden's done. And then there are some more projects in store. So for now, this is Scott at the XFed Homestead. We'll see you next time.